Hello and welcome back to Object-Oriented Programming with Java. In the last episode, we did set up the environment, installed JDK, and created our first project in Java. And today's episode, I'll be going over this Hello World program. Basically, I'll be recreating this program, explaining you what each of these words mean. Behind the camera, I did create a Git repository. You can do so if you want. It would be helpful, but if you don't know, it's not mandatory. And I'll be soon be making a Git tutorial series also. It would be a short one, basically mostly around 4 to 5 episodes. So let's create this Hello World program again. So first we'll delete this. So basically what we have right now is a blank .java file, as you can see. And in each Java file, we can have multiple classes, but there can only be one public class. Like if I type this. Okay. So now what does public mean? Public is the access modifier for this class. And there's one thing you need to keep in mind. For each Java file can have only one public class, and the name of that class should be the same as the name of the Java file itself. Okay, that needs to be true, and otherwise you just have to do it. So public just states this class can be accessed from anywhere in the system or in our reference from this project. There are in total of 4 access modifiers: the public, private, default, and protected. Out of which 3 of we can specify: public, private, and protected. Default is when you don't write any access modifier, like something like this. So this class will have a default access modifier. We'll be going over access modifiers in the future, but right now just keep in mind that since this is main.java file, the public class should be named main. So next thing we want to do is make our main method. Like we have the main function in C or C++, the void main. Similarly, we have the main method in Java also, which is public static void main string arguments. Now this is a handful if you're just getting started with Java, but I'll explain it down. So public is again access modifier for this method. Access modifiers are applicable on classes, enums, variables, methods. So this just said that this method is public. Now main method needs to be public so that the JVM can access it. If the main method is private, JVM won't be able to access it. What is JVM? It's the virtual machine on which your programs run. C and C++ don't run on virtual machines, but most of the modern languages like Java, C#, Java runs on JVM, C# on .NET Framework. Python also has a different implementation of JVM. These are interpreter-based languages and they run on virtual machines. Now, one advantage of running on virtual machines is that it makes them cross-platform, because if any system has JVM installed on it, my Java program will run on it. And for that to run, the JVM needs to access the main method, which is the entry point of the program. That's why that access to that method should be public. Next thing is static. Static just means that this method will be initialized as soon as the class is created. We'll be going more over static in the future. Void is the return type of main method. So the main method won't be returning anything, so that's why we call it void, and main is the name of the method. Now in the parameters of the methods, we have a array of strings called arguments. So basically if you need to pass any runtime arguments to the program, those are stored in the args array. Args is an array of strings, so basically it's an array of strings. So now we need to print something to the console, and we are going to print hello world. So printing functionality in Java exists in the system .out.print. As you can see, there are many versions of print, to print an integer, character, long, float, and all. and there is printf also, which is the C style print, and println. Println just prints a line, so we don't have to put /n at the end of the string to go to the next new line, because as soon as println prints the string inside it, it goes to the new line. So we'll be using println, and as you can see, it has a void return type, and it won't matter which one of you choose, because strings work differently. Like anything can be concatenated to a string, and we'll be going over it how it can happen. So we'll type hello. Okay, so we have created our first program to print hello world. Now we need to run this, and before running it, we need to compile. Now in an IDE, you can directly press this green arrow and it will do compiling, and it will run the program, and you'll get hello world in the terminal. But if you are working on Notepad, you'll do compiling and running through CMD, which I'll show you right now. So suppose you open your terminal window. This terminal is same as the command prompt in Windows, and you navigate to your project. So my main.java file is in the src folder. So I'm in src folder. So to compile Java programs, there's a command called Java C. Now you can't just directly use this command, because this command exists in JDK. You need to set an environment path variable to be able to use this command. Now to set an environment path variable, you just go to the control panel, and there be a setting called edit system environment variables. Now if you open it, okay, you'll get this system properties. This can be accessed from my computer properties also, and there will be an option called environment variables. And down here there will be a system variable called path. Okay, so now you'll open it, and here you'll need to add a new path. As you can see, I have already added the path. So you just do new and new browse, and you need to select the bin folder of JDK, which would be in C. I have a 64-bit JDK, so it will be in program files, Java. We are using JDK 161 and this bin folder. I've already added it. So this bin folder contains the Java C program, which allows you to compile Java programs. You just press OK and apply that. So you type Java C, and now you enter the file name main.java. Okay, so just compile the Java file for us. Now to run this, we get a main.class file in the src. Note, when you run with IntelliJ, the main.class file is created in the out folder, but we just use Java C, so we get main.class in the same folder where our Java file was. So to run this Java program, we just type Java and main. We don't need to add .class to it. And as you can see, we get hello world. Now you may ask, why use terminal when you can just directly press this green arrow and do the thing? Well, it's easier to enter command line arguments with terminal. I'll show you one like that. Rather than printing hello world, we can do something like 0. I'll explain what this does later, but I just wanted to show you it's easier to enter command line arguments through the terminal. Otherwise you need to do get into the configuration settings, and there's a lot to do there, like edit configuration settings, and you give program arguments right here. But let's see, Java, since we changed the program, we need to compile it again. Compiled it and do as you can see, I passed in the command line argument hello, and it printed hello because I have stated to print this argument 0. So you should know how to run it with CMD, but we won't be using that. Mostly we'll rely on the IntelliJ idea. Okay, yeah. Now it's given an exception because I don't pass arguments through the ID like this. Just go in configuration settings to do so. So I'll go over what these keywords mean. Public is the access modifier. Class keyword just states that we are creating a class named main, which is same as the Java file main.java, in which we have one method. We call it a method or function, it doesn't matter, which has access modifier public. It's a static method, return type void called main. The only argument it takes is an array of strings called arg, and we use system.out.println. So system is basically a package in which there is an out class in which there is println. Now println is a starting function. We'll go over this in the future. Right now I just need you to concentrate on how these three lines print hello world. Okay, thanks for watching, and please leave a comment and like and show your support by subscribing. Thank you.